time equals money equals savings equals less struggling. Today, the ultimate struggle meal, rice.
Life can be a struggle, but a good meal does not have to be. We can make creative, nutritious, and inventive dishes for under $2 a plate.
Rice is one of the cheapest ingredients in your pantry, and almost every culture has a way of dealing with it. Today I'm going to show you how to make 2 savory dishes and 1 sweet one, for those of you that love sweets. The Spaniards have a dish called paella. It is a giant one-pot rice. It is loaded with meats and fish. It is great at a celebration, and it is absolutely delicious. Unfortunately, it's very expensive. So today, I figured out how to make a paella cheap. It's still gonna have all the flavor and you can still have a party. Some olive oil, preferably a Spanish varietal. See if our pan's hot. Sacrifice a single sausage. Yes, it makes noise, very good. All of them can go. Traditionally, this would be chorizo. Chorizo is a very, very high quality pork meat with a smoked paprika. And that smoked paprika is really, really expensive. So, to save money, we're just going with a plain smoked sausage. It still has a lot of the flavor of the traditional chorizo. All right, we got beautiful color on our sausage. There's a wonderful aroma of smoky meat. And cooking the onions in that rendered fat, pro tip. Pepper, garlic, salt. This is a very, very nice smell. Onions and peppers together. Okay, here we have a medium grain rice. This is not the traditional rice that's used, but it's gonna work beautifully. Here we go. Just give this a little stir and try and toast every single piece of rice. This sort of gives you like a rice nutty flavor. You don't wanna skip this step. Here I've got some store-bought seafood stock. This is gonna give us that taste of the sea that we're looking for without having to use expensive seafood. Also gonna add some water to our rice here. The water's a really great way to make sure you don't have too strong of a flavor. And diced tomato. Some salt, some pepper. A traditional paella uses saffron threads, which are among the most expensive ingredient on the entire planet. They dye the food yellow. And we can do that also with turmeric, which is thousands of times cheaper than saffron. And it's still gonna give us an earthy flavor and that signature yellow color. Let's give this a stir, put our sausage back in. And of course, it's not paella without some seafood. So today, I'm using calamari, which is affordable and absolutely gives you the flavor of the sea. Here we go, calamari. Looks good. Turning it down to low. And now we will cover it, and this will all steam and become one gigantic Spanish fiesta underneath this piece of aluminum foil. Let me tell you why I love rice so much. Because it's super duper cost effective and filling in your belly. This is gonna feed a lot of people. All done here? Check it out. Hey, hey, hey. It looks like I used saffron. Nobody knows my secret but you. To add a little color, we're gonna throw in some frozen peas that I thawed out. Put those in there. We'll sort of just fluff or nutter these around. So this will just heat the peas throughout. Parsley, of course, is a very cheap herb to buy to add that freshness. Heat off, parsley in. Very nice. I'm having my own little fiesta right here in the comfort of my own home. Struggle paella. $2 a serving, looks like paella. Huh, tastes like paella. Really hot too. This paella is bringing a giant smile to my face. I feel like I'm at the fiesta, even though this is not traditional. We had to swap out saffron for turmeric. We had to figure out how to get the taste of the sea for a much lower price. And all of the stuff that we did brought the price down to $2. It's a struggle paella for sure, but it's still delicious. Do you want another one-pot rice dish? Here it comes. Chicken and rice, arguably the most comforting food of all. We're gonna elevate the flavors by starting with a base called sofrito. It is vegetable heavy, flavor intense, and cheap. Start with some chili powder right onto your chicken thighs and drumsticks. These are the cheapest cuts of the chicken, and they have a lot of fat, so they've got tons of flavor in them. Salt, mucho importante. Pepper, give this a little rub. Some oil into your hot pan. Skin down onto that oil. Boom, boom. Crisping up the skin first gives you gorgeous color, wonderful flavor and renders out fat. So you can cook the chicken in its own fat and you have fat to cook in later. You know, searing the meat with that chili powder right on there really gets that chili flavor deep into the meat. All right, flip it over. Look at that, very nice. That is what we call paella. I'm so sorry to all the Spanish speakers out there. Look at that. Once you're seared on both sides, pull the chicken out and let it rest right on this plate for a moment. And just move it to the side for a second. So, onion, pepper, and garlic. That is the basis of a Spanish sofrito, and a sofrito is just a base of aromatic vegetables. All right, mix it up. Just cook your sofrito down a little bit, get some of the water out of there so that the flavor intensifies. That's looking really good. Let's get some tomatoes in there. Build upon this sofrito flavor. Just cook those tomatoes until they start breaking down. You'll see it. Use your eyeballs. Umcha, 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 umcha.
It's time to drop the stock.
It's gonna add flavor. It's gonna add moisture. I'm gonna bring that up to a simmer. Now this rice is gonna be super duper flavorful because it's gonna be cooked inside of all this tomato and stock. Talk about a 1-2 punch. Once you start seeing that the stock is simmering, you can come in with your rice. Here we go. Rice, arroz. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, an upstanding citizen with a great salary. Here we go. Skin side up in the pan so you can retain all that crispiness we worked hard on before. Right to the brim, baby. All right, to help tie in those Spanish flavors we're looking for, we're gonna go with some green olives. By using chicken thighs and drumsticks, we saved a lot of money, so we're able to afford these olives, but it's very important you get the ones in the jar because those are the cheapest by far. Oh yes, let all this liquid absorb, let things happen. It's gonna be about 30 minutes, so I can go focus on my poetry for a little while. All right, the sofrito is all done. I've been writing poetry about trees and leaves. Just to give it a little extra pizzazz, I'm gonna kiss it under the broiler. Get that nice crispy top. This smells fantastic. You can see the olives got a little shriveled up and the chicken skin got even more crispy. I say now we just brighten it up with the squeeze of a lemon. Oh yes, it's so nice with the lemon on top. Here we go, here's a drumstick. This is a serving. Look at how much we have left here. This made a lot of food. $1.99, not a penny more. Look at that. Chicken and rice, a combination that is as old as time itself, probably your favorite comfort food. What did we do to make it not boring? We added a sofrito, a vegetable base that invigorates the chicken with all kinds of life. Hey, guess what? If you've got a sweet tooth, we're gonna make a rice dessert. All right, it is time to show the true versatility of rice by making a dessert. I'm of course talking about the highly underrated and amazingly delicious rice pudding. One starts with 4 packets of butter. These are on loan from the cafeteria. Rice goes right in with the butter. Now I just want the butter to melt and the rice to toast for about 2 minutes. That's gonna give us a nutty flavor and add all kinds of stuff that you can't just add in later. It has to be done now. Drop that milk in. You know, rice is so cheap that it enables us to afford the creamy, velvety, luxurious texture and aroma of coconut milk. And since the rice is going to absorb all that, it's almost like the coconut milk is doing double duty with the rice. It's brilliant. Coconut milk. There's something about nutmeg that's spicy and comforting, and I think it's great in creamy, milky dishes. That goes on. Now all I have to do is wait 20 minutes for all that coconut milk to get absorbed into the rice. Hoo-ah! 20 minutes have elapsed already. Incredible. Let's have a look. That is gorgeous. That's pudding if I've ever seen it. Let's add a little vanilla extract, salt. Now it's time to add a little bit of sweet in the form of sugar. We're gonna need 8 packets. If you think that's all you're getting, you're out of your mind. We still got a budget left. I'm thinking fresh fruit. Okay, I've got mango here, but you do you. Could be strawberries, could be banana, could be frozen, could be fresh. Do whatever you can. Got a little bit of cayenne with that mango. Always a crowd pleaser. And some cinnamon with that mango. Just a touch of salt. Sort of got this tropical thing happening here. All right, it is time for our rice pudding. We got 3 servings here. Give myself a nice, healthy portion. Super duper creamy, really lovely. If that weren't enough for you, we've still got our topping. It could be nuts, it could be dried fruit, it could be little bits of chocolate perhaps. This is $1.26. It's got all the sugar fix you need. It is loaded with creamy, delicious flavor. That rice is so decadent with the coconut that it's really nice to have the cut of some fresh fruit. This dessert is decadent and wonderful, and it tastes like it took a long time and a ton of effort to make, but you saw what I did. I put a bunch of ingredients into a pan and turned the fire on. It doesn't get any easier than that. That's what rice enables us to do. Do you remember what we did today? 3 one-pot dishes, all with rice. All of them were so easy and delicious. We save you time, which saves you money. That's what we do on Struggle Meals.